Just get Pearson Parsons.
He got the cleaver on.
There's only one thing. There's only Ambrose Rose. You got the guys for the.
Well, a lot of people don't have places to park their trucks, so
Okay.
they would probably need storage, or something built to park them. I don't know, but a lot of people, it's just hard to park these trucks places because every place doesn't allow it. You can't just park them on any street. You can't just park them in any, it's a lot of, weight restrictions and size restrictions.
Do you guys use your own GPS? Because you can't go on any street, right? Or any.
Yes, but I use the companies and I use my own, so I always use, and it will tell you like no trucks allowed down this street or there's a weight limit or a length limit, so there are limits to where you can, low bridge, you can, give your truck a haircut if you're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, and I guess what other so it's obviously there was something you guys have to put in your trucks, I believe, right, this year or last year that was required. Is that correct? There's some sort of an action. What?
A tracker?
I don't know if it's a tracker. I think is it a tracker? What is it? Something goes in your trucks to monitor you guys.
It's definitely.
yeah, it's an ELD system. So instead of paper logs and books, it's electronic logs. So if you get pulled over, they can they can just grab your phone and download it to their system, and they can make sure you haven't been violating the times that you should be driving and not driving. And so it's all ELD now. So you can't fudge the books no more with paper, with paper logs. Unless your ELD go out, then you got to use your paper logs. But that's the only thing I could think of that, but that's mandatory now. So the government can watch closer over the trucking industry. Just another tool to,
All right.
It's just so insane, right, Sean? Because truckers have always been almost like besides construction workers, you guys hand in hand have been like the backbone of the U.S. since like forever. So
yeah, essential.
yeah, very essential, and it's just so crazy. Like you see, like in inflation, if you remember the people, the ports went on strike.
Yeah.
Things are tough for you trucking guys for a while, and then the price of gas is up, right? The price of maintenance and everything is going up.
Yeah.
And also, listen, the price of goods is going up. Has that been a challenge for you because you have to negotiate your loads, right? You have to negotiate your loads with I guess like the people that you're taking jobs from, right? So has it been tough to negotiate the prices of these?
Well, now I work for a company, but when I leased a truck, we had to like hustle our own loads. I mean, you have brokers and but when the rates went down, that's when it started killing us. Remember, the gas was up, the rates went down. So
yeah,
right after COVID, it just really hit us hard. And that's when I decided to just, instead of work for myself, work for a company. And, if it breaks down, they can fix it. It was just less of a headache for me. So it kind of took me out the game as far as self-employment for it, and here I am.
I guess guys in the industry, I mean, Jonathan and Sean, what kind of advice or what kind of advice would you give Mr. Pearson, Sean Pearson, to go ahead and try to get business in? What would you say would be, target this type of people, speak to them, ask them these questions? What would you guys feel? Obviously being on the lending side, on the business lending side, what kind of questions do you think he should be opening with, asking, or how should he network to be able to bring business in, to be able to send over to you guys?
I mean, obviously, social media.
Mic a little bit closer.
Obviously, like social media is always key for every industry. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, things like that. And then obviously when he's crossing paths with other truckers too, or other people in the industry, because we also have, equipment financing. So, if somebody's looking for a new truck, looking for a trailer, something along those lines. And just, being out every stop he makes, small business, whether it's a deli, barbershop, whatever it may be, just, spark up a brief conversation. And, it's a good way to kind of segue some products in front of that person,
Okay, good. And you know what? I forgot to do this and I apologize, guys. Let's introduce yourself. That was actually Sean. Sean is one of the account executives over at LendMate. He runs business lending. Whenever you have deals, you're sending over deals to your affiliate. Sean
Mhm.
handles everything from no income documentation funding. All right, no tax returns, and Sean will tell us a little bit more about that. He also handles SBA loans, term loans, lines of credit, and he dabbles a little bit. He has a little bit of background on real estate as well, right? Anything
Okay.
else you wanna add, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, real estate, the fix and flips, DSCR, new construction, all that stuff. So yeah.
Nice.
And I'm also, not to cut you guys off, I'm
Yeah,
also
please.
in a solar business. So I deal with a lot of homeowners and solar panels, and I deal with a couple of realtors that help me with that. You know, when people buy new homes. So I'm a setter for a solar company. So
And then that's also good to know because we also have licensed mortgage loan officers in house. So that's
okay.
huge because now we're able to go ahead and provide funding, mortgages, lines of
Okay.
credit, HELOCs for primary residences. Now, it's very important. You need to have a mortgage license whenever you're doing anything that's a primary residence. Aside from that, we
Mhm.
go ahead and handle and deal anything having to do with investment properties, commercial properties. Obviously, investment properties. I don't know if people are putting solar on their roofs. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. You know, it depends on
Uh-huh.
what type of
Right.
presentation they want to have or what type of properties they want to sell. But that's good information. So now you know that you guys can go back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, knowing realtors is huge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they always have, somebody looking to buy a property,
Yeah.
whether it's a primary residence, investment property.
Correct.
Yeah, so absolutely, that's huge.
Sean Pearson, when you when you do solar, do you meet these clients one on one? Or you just on the phone? Do you speak to them? What's your role?
Sometimes if they're in my area, I will meet them one on one because I can easily go over there and make sure their roof is solar ready. Like make sure it's facing the right way, make sure it's enough space on the roof for panels. But I also do a virtual, so I will Google it and then I will look at the house from the satellite view, and I can tell the person,
How does
So it's a
someone
little bit of
afford?
both.
How does someone afford the solar? Is it just I've heard a lot about grants and stuff. I don't know much about the industry, but how does someone afford it? Do you feel that they people you speak to have financial obstacles that they say they can't say no to you, can't say yes to you to take on
Yeah,
solar?
there's like kind of like with you guys, there's multiple financing options.
Okay.
Some of them government, some of them if you got good credit, but they have a lot of no money down
Okay.
options for people to get the solar. So once they see if they qualify for not coming out of pocket with anything,
Yeah.
chances are they're going to jump on it. And if their solar panel payments are less than their electric bill, they're going to jump on that as well if it makes sense to them to do so. But
Pretty good. Now, are
so
you guys in all 50 states?
yeah, I think 38 states. 38 states.
What I would recommend, Sean, because that's also one of the biggest things about Brokers Connection, right? Is
Mhm.
understanding each other's business, building a network, a platform, a community in which we are able to just cross sell, right? So,
Mhm.
with that being said, I mean, I think that would be a conversation, Sean, that you would want to have with Mr. Pearson. Is let's figure out a way to go ahead and just, he deals with homeowners. We deal with homeowners. We finance a property. If we can understand what you do, Sean P, I'm gonna call you Sean P, just to distinguish.
Uh-huh.
Sean P.
If we
Yeah,
can identify
cause you
what
butcher, hey, cause you butchering the last name.
sorry, I
I know he just
apologize.
said Pearson Parsons.
My
He got the
apologies.
cleaver on. Whack
My
out.
apologies. Oh man. So,
I'm messing with you.
no. Listen, that's what this is for. Have a couple of drinks, relax, wind down, discuss how
Hey,
days are going.
there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I'm about to. Yep.
Hey, listen, we're waiting for you to get your drink on.
Yep.
So Sean, I have a question for you. So
Hey.
yeah,
Yes.
no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. So Sean P. So Sean, you said you're a setter. Now that is almost like a shorthand for you're an appointment setter, right? So what you do would be you get in touch with people that have homes and then you set up the appointment. And listen, you as well as your rep here, Lemate, Sean, you guys should be able to tag team well with the product that you're pushing, because when you set an appointment for someone to go out to their home, right? You set up, the sales guy goes out. Once the sales guy leaves, I mean, at that point, you can easily call the client back and ask Chris, well, you're already going to have general questions answered about the home and get the sales got to go out, but you can then funnel that information to Sean here
Correct.
and let
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like you're setting an appointment because it's a free estimate in a sense. What you do, free estimate, get the sales guy
Right.
into the client's home, and then they pretty much take care of everything. Well, now that you know that you have somebody on the inside of like the mortgage space and the real estate space, even if they're in one of the 38 states that you service, right? Or even if they're in the state that you don't really service, you know that you can maximize that lead when you're on the phone with them, right? Because we have, or even if you contact somebody, but it's an investment property or if it's something like that, you could always ask questions about the home.
Because not to cut you off,
Yeah.
some of these people are homeowners that's renting out their properties,
Yeah.
and they're putting solar on those properties. And them is the guys I want to reach out to because that means they have more properties, or they may be trying to acquire more property.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I
And
want to
honestly,
keep an eye
sometimes-
out for who the owners are. And
Sometimes it's as simple as asking them one simple question: is what is your interest rate?
Yeah.
Because especially now, rates are
Right.
projected to start dropping. A lot of people secured their interest rates, their properties, their interest rate at the time was secured at a very high rate just because they wanted home ownership. You understand? So now we're able to go ahead. You're able to assist them in dropping that rate. And
Right.
it's very easy because it's a streamlined process when it becomes a rate and term, not a refi cash
Right.
out. Right. So that's
Okay.
huge. And now that's one of the things, like I said before, is just understanding your client's needs. Even when you speak to a lot of the clients here that you're going to obtain and send over to us with business lending, one of the biggest things that we go ahead and ask the client is, what is the purpose of the capital? What are you going to use the money for? It's a very simple question, but it's a very important question. The reason why is because everyone gets excited if someone says, yes, I'm interested. They're excited to get the documents in. However, now that you have the documents, what program are you putting them in?
Right.
You understand? Now there's several different programs. There's programs that you can get an answer within a couple of hours. There's programs that are short term. There are programs that are long term, SBA programs, lines of credit, term loans, etc. That now, once you get the documentation, you don't know where to go, or you're going to go to the one that gives you the quickest answer, or a bad habit that a lot of sales guys have is they'll go to the one that's going to pay you out the most, right? Which obviously that's not a way to nurture the client. That's not a way to keep the client. So understanding what their need is for the money is very, very important.
Very.
Just to give you an example, we had a guy used to work in one of our offices down in Florida. What he did was he obtained documentation from a client, assumed that the client needed short-term financing. The client was currently in the process of an SBA. Okay. The SBA was taking them 3 months, 6 months. How long was it?
30 to 90 days.
30 to 90 days.
Wait, hold on. We have to, who is that guy? What's his name?
Oh, the guy behind. Okay, so this is Jonathan. Jonathan is also an account
He said, "Who is that guy?
Who is that? Who the hell is that guy?"
Jonathan is also an account executive over at Lendmate Capital. He also is business funding. I figured today, a lot of our real estate guys had a conference today, so they're not really here. But next podcast, next show, we definitely want to bring them on to answer any questions that anyone may have or scenarios that anyone has. Our guy Chris Schmidt handles all unique properties outside of the U.S. Handles anything that's $3 million and above. New developments. We were at one point. Who was it? It was Bentley. It was Bentley opened up the residences in Miami, and then I believe that Lamborghini wanted to do it. Or there was another big car brand that wanted to do it. We were in conversations with them. It didn't work out because they weren't able to acquire the property at the dollar amount that they wanted. But we handled different types of deals within real estate. But getting back to what I said before was that when that other account executive obtained the documentation, once he obtained everything, the client was looking for a line of credit, but there was no immediate need. So the client was already looking for an SBA. I don't know if you know this about SBAs. they're fairly difficult to get declined at the end. And the reason why is because the SBA has something called an E-Train score that what
okay.
happens during that time is, the bank can approve it, but the SBA has to insure it. So
Mm-hmm.
if the E-Train score, which no one knows what that is composed of, if the E-Train score is not within the number that that passes approval, then the file gets automatically declined.
Okay.
Oh, and then at the time, the client was actually looking for another term loan as a backup. There was no immediate need for the funds. So all the work that that person did and put into the deal now was no longer valid because that wasn't what the client wanted or needed at the time. So it's just understanding what is the purpose of the capital. What are you going to do with the money? That's going to be one of the biggest questions that you are going to ask the client.
You know what, Jose? Really quick, piggyback off what you just said. I just want to chime in for a second because I want to get everybody involved and I want to hear everyone's opinion really quick. And Sean P. I know you're on the road, but you are one of our people that's in Brokers Connection, one of our affiliates, and you're really here to learn. So I want to involve you as much as I can in the process. My question is for Jonathan, right? Because Jonathan is one of our reps here that is well versed in every product that we have, right?
Okay.
So Jonathan, piggybacking off of what Sean, what Sean P does as far as appointment setting, what questions do you think he should ask the homeowner that would be beneficial for our Sean here to be able to turn that into a deal? What kind of questions should he be asking the homeowner?
Well, some homeowners have other businesses as well. They don't just invest in real estate. They got the money to invest in real estate due to another business. They have a restaurant, they have a distribution company or whatever. Any other business, they use those funds and they invest long-term into the real estate business.
Okay.
So, I mean, a lot of them need funding for their businesses as well to expand.
So what would be one of the questions that you would, like, what's like the first question that he should ask a homeowner to try to go ahead and try to materialize that into dollars besides the appointment setting thing? If it doesn't turn into solar, what kind of questions should he ask the homeowner so that our Sean here could materialize that into a deal to bring to one of our departments?
Well, if he's a W-2 employee, we have personal loans. He probably gets a high salary job.
Yeah,
he could do that route. If he has his own other business or a restaurant or any other business, he may want to expand that business as well. What industry are you in?
Yeah.
How long? Yeah,
like what do you do? Pretty much. Start off with, so what do you do? And people are more eager to talk about what they do. People just like talking for some reason, so they'll just go into. I find that to be.
You want to be a therapist, so to speak. You want to ask questions and let them speak and write stuff down.
Right.
I think that the question that would be asked, I don't know if you probably already asked this, is what is your occupation, right?
Yeah.
Right. Are you W-2? Are you W-2 or 1099? Right. If you're W-2, like you mentioned before, personal loan. In the event that they don't want solar, or maybe they do need solar, but they need a personal loan option to go ahead because they don't qualify for anything else of whatever other programs, financial programs you may have.
Good point.
Right? So a personal loan, if they're 1099, it means that they probably have a business. They have an LLC of some sort. They're getting paid. So as long as they have an LLC, and then I think if they have an LLC, Jonathan, they have a 680 score, what can they go ahead and qualify for or apply for?
I mean, basically anything at that point. At that point, you're like an elite status of business owner. You can do the no doc. You can do the no doc program. Business credit cards, 0% interest up to $150,000.
Very nice.
Interest free for a year.
Tell us more about that. What is the no doc program?
So what we do here is basically we leverage the client's personal profile in order to get funds released on the business.
Hold on, real quick. Can I pause this? Can we cheers right now? Because this is amazing right now. We got my man Sean P on the road. Cheers. We got the guys from the company in here.
I got my invisible glass.
We got Albert here. Albert here with the red Solo cup. Very classy. Very classy red Solo cup. We got my boy
kind of guys.
Josh. Yo, we got my boy Josh here.
So let's introduce Josh. Josh, you want go ahead? Let's introduce Josh. Introduce yourself.
Josh, nice.
Josh,
nice background.
Yeah, Josh, I had to mute you before. You had some chicks talking in the background. I don't know if it was that type of party, so I had to mute you for a second.
There's only one chick. She's listening, so she knows there's only one chick. There's only ever will be one chick. So
Yeah.
my name is Joshua Breen. I newly partner with this company, LendMate. We've done business for a very long time. I've done a lot of the No Doc program with them. I've been in the industry for about 13 years, merchant cash advance mostly, but I do everything. We do SBAs, term loans, line of credit, anything that you could think of for your businesses. I would be lying if I told you that I knew enough about mortgages to really be an expert.
Yeah.
But I play on my strong suits. I'd rather pass it off to someone that is more knowledgeable and just have them handle the deal so I can focus on what I'm good at, and that's selling merchant cash advance and selling regular loans.
And Josh, I want to piggyback off that. That's the beauty for working with a company like ours, right? Because we have our company as a whole is a Swiss Army knife, but each department is the different spoke or whatever the hell, it's a different knife, you have like the knife, you have like the Phillips head. That's each and every department here. So the good thing is that you worked in MCA, and guys, for anybody listening that doesn't understand what an MCA is, that's revenue-based lending to merchant cash advance. It's when it's basically getting money for your business based on the revenue, not so much your credit score.
Correct.
The revenue that you're bringing in on a monthly basis. That's Josh's strong suit, right? So,
and may I add, Josh started off as an affiliate as well.
He did.
Of ours, and then, like he said, now he's joining our group. But yes, that's the benefit of obviously building up the community, is that starting off as an affiliate and being able to grow into something else within our company.
Yep.
Just wanted to add that.
And so, Josh, every company that you've worked for so far, they have one product.
Mostly one product. Yeah, it's the only product you have to offer. If that product, it's a one size fit all product. So it's either you sell that or you don't sell anything.
And if the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Right. And the greatest part about this company is, you have multiple opportunities to make money off every single client from every aspect. So there hasn't been a client that's crossed my desk that I haven't been able to at least attempt. If they're fundable in any way, shape, or form, LendMate will get them funded.
Yep.
It's the multiple products that they bring to the table is head and shoulders above any other company that I've ever been a part of. It's really the dynamic that they set up. Like I said, they allocate the responsibilities to certain groups or departments where they can work off their strong suits. Like I don't pretend to be a mortgage expert, and I'd rather someone that has that knowledge handle those files. And then when they they need MCAs or SBAs or any product that I have in my wheelhouse, then they come to me. And that's the way the full synergy of this company works. It's one hand washes the other, both hands wash the face at the end of the day. And it's really working together as a team, as a unit. Like even the affiliates, like you're a huge part of this machine. Like without you guys, it's a lot of word of mouth. It's a lot of spreading awareness of what we have. And the affiliate program is huge because it's people that aren't in the financial space getting the knowledge and getting the resources to provide to their clients what they haven't been before. It's a lot of money that's being left on the table without these products that we offer.
Yeah,
it is, because you got to figure, right, Josh? I think you and I have done some deals together, but you and I also communicate every day with regards to every deal. Bro, sometimes people just don't want one particular product, right?
Right.
But now that lead, because we have to maximize every lead that we have, Josh. You pay thousands of dollars a month on leads,
right?
And marketing, right, Josh? So every penny that you spend, like you want to try to get that back in some shape or form, right?
Yeah.
Now that you're here and you can hear the talk in the office, you're able to really maximize every name and phone number that you get, because one of the things I was discussing with Jose before was what is the value of a lead What is the cost of a simple name, phone number, and business name? The correct.
I've paid anywhere from a quarter to the stuff that I get now, $25 a piece. So that's $25 a piece. Every time I get a set of leads, that's $2,500 that I have to maximize. And if I'm only pitching MCAs, and it limits my capabilities of making that money back and really scaling the company.
That's important too, because I mean, as a business, you want to know what your expenses are, right?
And what your return on investment is.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, in the industry, it's what's your cost per acquisition? What's your cost per acquisition of that lead? In the MCA space, I would say, and Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that it's about $2,500 is the cost per acquisition because of the lead, the systems, the underwriting when you get the lead in. If it's approval decline, you pull credit, you pull clear reports, you pull all these different stuff on the back end to try to make the deal go through. So what is your cost per acquisition? It's very important. You have to understand what your numbers are. But I just want to go ahead and say, welcome, Mo. Mo, I know you were a little late. We just want to give you a quick shout out.
Mo more. Welcome, Mo. Welcome.
I think he's on mute.
Yeah.
There he is.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you.
I have to say, Jose and I have been friends for about 7 years now. And just, with him and with him, with Stanley, with Albert, with Lucas, what these guys have built just with this whole brokers connection thing and being able to build out the affiliate program and being able to go ahead and put people like Sean Parson, who's a hardworking guy that's in logistics, that's on the road every day, but he also has side hustles, and he's able to go ahead and, pretty much put boot to ass and say, you know what, I'm just not going to sit down all day and do this. I want to also, broaden my portfolio, and I want to grab different revenue streams to try to, because listen, they say a typical millionaire in America has 5 different revenue streams, right? So everyone should have a different source of income other than their regular job, right? So being able to connect us with guys like Sean Parson that's on the road, we didn't even, I would have had no idea that he did solar. You know what I mean? Now that he did solar, that's and I know he's an appointment setter. That's an easy transition to any one of our real estate programs. You know what I mean? So it's a way. Brokers Connection is so great because it's a way for the average American to, even if they don't know much about an industry, to have a little bit of info and just have a little bit of generic knowledge. But then you get to sit at a table with people that's well versed in certain industries, all at one table, that can go ahead and give you the knowledge that you need to either jump into the field or just refer business over and learn as you go before you jump in. It's just something great that I'm so proud of you, bro.
Sean, let me ask you a question. Do you have, I know you're an appointment setter. Do you have?
Time out. I just said I'm proud of you. Did you say thank you or something? Yeah. I'm giving him his flowers. I'm giving him his flowers like it's January 14th, just ripping it up in my face. But February 14th, there you go. I gotta stop drinking.
February 14th, my birthday. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Look at him. We've been friends for too long. No, but so Sean P, let me ask you a question. I know you're an appointment setter. Do you have marketing material that you're given? And the reason why is when we're done with this call tomorrow, do me a favor. Don't forget. Let's talk about that. Let's figure out a way if there's any synergy between what you do with solar and obviously with our mortgage on our mortgage side.
That's a great idea.
One of the things that my wife says is that our company is a spider web. Whenever a client comes in, there should never be any reason for the client to ever leave. We have different areas in which we can go ahead and assist and at the same time monetize the client, right? Monetize on the client. So we obviously, number one objective is to assist the client, whatever need they may have. But if you're already speaking to the client, you've already gave them a service, they trust you in a sense that they understand that you're going to do right by him or her. Why not be able to point them in the right direction of another product that we do internally? One of the biggest things also too is, which when we were speaking to a lot of clients was, there's other companies that try to mimic what we do. However, if they'll send in an application to a business, I don't know, business company doing business financing, but then they refer it over to someone else. that's not within the same company. So now they have to fill out a new application.
Yep.
They have to send the same documents over to someone else.
Yep.
Then they have to call one person. They know you. I'm not there. That's not my company. I don't work for them. Call this other person that's over here, etc. Everyone is within arm's reach within our company. Everyone from business lending to mortgages. It's just a matter of hey, listen, you know what? My client needs real estate or mortgages. You're passing it off to someone. You don't really have to go around, walk around, etc. Everyone is within the same sales floor. And what we'll do is take pictures later on of the sales floor. Obviously, it's going to be empty because everyone's gone. But that's the type of environment that we want to be able to bring. And that's the type of service we want to give clients where we understand their time is precious and valuable. So let's not set up a call for later on. Let's not go ahead and say, hey, when are you available? Let's just, hey, listen, you know what? You have a couple of minutes. I actually have my mortgage guy here. Here you go.
Simple.
Right. So that really is what.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Accessibility. Yeah.
And the fact that you're not paying multiple sources to do one thing. You're not middlemaning through a middleman to get a deal done. You're coming directly to us and we're going directly to the source, saving you money and providing the service that you need to get the solution for your client.
Correct.
And I must say, like, I've applied, back in my heyday, I've applied for, like, let's just say credit cards before. And then I have to fill out the same 7 credit apps for people, right? With us, you fill out one application, and every department can use almost like the same application.
Correct.
You don't have to fill out a whole bunch of documents. And you don't have to fill out a whole bunch of applications, everything like that. It's one you come in. Once we bring the lead in house, we can service you in many different ways, and that's a bet. And that okay. And that
Wait, hold on. What is the bell, Jonathan? You just ring the bell. What is the bell?
All right, so this is the Diddy bell.
Okay. The Diddy bell. Yeah. All right. What's the Diddy bell for?
What's the Diddy bell, Jonathan?
Anything you say something sus. It's like the pause bell.
Yeah, pause.
Wait, not the Diddy bell. Not the Diddy bell.
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
If you
Lord.
ring it too many times, a Diddy might appear.
That's funny.
Watch
The
out
Diddy
now,
bell.
watch out.
Oh, watch
Right?
out.
No,
Say something
but-
a little foul, you gotta hit that bell.
That's exactly. I hit that bell. No, but
That's funny.
and I have to tell you, Sean P. You seem like a guy that's always worked with your hands, always been on the road, always been out. For guys like us that work in an office, like you're on the road, you're by yourself, you have nobody to really bicker with or anything like that. You're
Correct.
probably on the phone all day, you're hanging out, talking to your family, your loved ones. With us here, we in our industries, we make very good money, but we don't have to be out there. We have to deal with the general public in here on the phones, right? So anything that we could do to break up the monotony, every day, it's tough. It's tough being on the phone. It's always tough dealing with the general public. But us being in here, this is why we're able to drink after work. During the day, we have the Diddy bell. It's a lot of pressure what we do.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
It's definitely an emotional roller coaster.
Sure.
And here, when you're in the office, especially with people that's all making very good money in close quarters, testosterone runs high. Sometimes we argue, sometimes we yell, but everything is for a good cause. It's a real brotherhood. We almost have locker room talk sometimes. That's why we have the Diddy bell. But
Yeah, sure.
we wanted to include you guys in on that.
Yes.
Just because, listen, we have to have fun too. If you don't have fun, you're speaking with somebody that's miserable on the phone, and who wants to refer business? Who wants to do business with somebody that's miserable?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a bit. When's the last time you talked to a customer service rep and they're like, how can I help you? Like fuck, I would have rather just talk to the on-screen prompt, to the fucking, you know what I mean? So
Right.
but it's good when you're in the office with good people, good chemistry. People are making money, and you're able to kind of break up the monotony. So that's what the Diddy bell is for in
Now,
short term.
Quick question, because obviously whatever you do, you want to know how you're going to monetize on it. Now, Dara, you kept saying, and I just want to know, what is the end, or just let's get you guys involved. Jonathan, what would you say? Based on, first of all, how many years have you been in the industry? How long have you been doing this for? What did you do before you did this?
So in business lending, I've only been in this in like 2 years. Before that, I was a loan processor and mortgages.
Okay.
Yeah, I left that industry. I moved into processing for MCAs specifically. I learned the back office. I used to get bank statements. I used to know where to send them, and that's where the goat Daryl does now. And now I'm in the sales side, so I'm on the other side of it now. I'm the one getting the documents. I'm the one talking to the clients.
Talk your
So-
shit, Yella.
Yeah, so I'm learning everything. I like to learn. If I'm not learning, I'm bored.
Now, let me ask you a question. Which side of the two? Because you've seen the front of the house, right?
Yeah.
Like in a restaurant, front. You feel the front end and the back end.
What that back look like?
So what? Obviously, it pay wise, right? On the back end as a processor, it's a salary,
Yeah.
right? I know that when you and I first had a conversation, that was one of the biggest things that I think you had a problem in the beginning, but then you saw the security, right?
Mhm.
That's one of the biggest things, and it made you feel complacent,
Yeah.
right? Now, so you went from having security to now just being strictly commission only.
Yeah.
Why?
That's a big risk, bro. Why'd you do it?
Why did you do it?
You gotta take the jump at some point. You
Mm,
just have to, because
leap of faith.
yeah, like salary's not it at some point. Because unless you have a high degree, like a doctor or you're a lawyer, you work in a law firm or something like that. Like you making 90, 130K
Yeah.
a year, you're not gonna be good. We live
Right.
in New York. New York is expensive.
Correct.
And there's a cap that you
No
can
cap.
go.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
No cap.
No cap.
There's-
Yeah.
And
there's
you're
a
right.
ceiling. There's a ceiling you can reach with salary. There really isn't one with sales.
And that's the thing is that, and then also too, I know that a lot of affiliates, maybe you're working a 9 to 5, right? Like yourself, Sean P. A lot of affiliates work a 9 to 5. A lot of affiliates are doing this because they know that there's opportunities out there for them to make more money,
Mhm.
right? So when you do this, or when you take something like this, take a leap of faith into Brokers Connection or into something in sales, understand one thing: it's not easy. Okay, it's not easy, right?
Daryl says if it was easy,
There-
everyone would be doing it.
Everyone would do it if it
Exactly.
was easy.
There was one saying that I always heard is, remember that you're always 3 feet from gold, and that's usually when you start to give up.
Yep.
But understand that if it were easy, everyone would do it. But what's going to happen is, once you take that leap of faith, once you take that jump, trust me, you're going to be in a different position, but it's going to also put you in it. I'm just,
It lights the fire.
it does. It lights the fire. But you know what? It's like it's like Will Smith actually said it best. You guys can Google it. Will Smith went on Oprah and said it. Said this one thing, and I'll go ahead and pass it over to you guys. Listen, but I love it. I love this thing because what he did was him and his friends went to Colombia. They were in Colombia. They were having a couple of drinks. They were all drunk. Imagine all of us getting drunk right now, and then
We are.
oh my
we are.
God,
We're
you know what?
currently doing it.
You know what? Oh my God! You know what? What if we go Paris? We go tomorrow and go skydiving? Everyone's going to say, "Oh my God, let's do it!" Why? Because you have no fear.
And then you wake up in the morning.
You wake up in the morning, you're like, "Oh my God, I gotta jump out of a plane. I gotta open, jump out of a plane. What if the parachute doesn't open?
Yeah.
What if I don't make it?" You understand? So now you have that fear,
Mhm.
and just in life, that's exactly what it is. A lot of the times, for us to make the move, we're already telling ourselves, "Oh my God, I can't do it. Oh my God, I'm gonna fail. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that." And unfortunately, that's our psyche, where we just always ourselves
It's a survival instinct.
correct. Ourselves are telling us, no, stay on the safe side.
Yes.
Don't do it.
And you know.
I want to.
Yeah.
Go
yeah.
ahead, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Right.
No.
I wanted to add to that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Make people understand how much money they can make. Let's talk about. Hold on.
Let me
Wait.
finish the story.
Yeah.
Albert, hold on before you say that, because that was the point that I was going to make. But let me just finish the story. So what happened was, getting back to the Will Smith. Will Smith goes on. They go ahead. The next day he's like, "Oh my God, what's going to happen? What if it doesn't open? Oh my God, I'm going to die. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that." They're in the plane. The plane opens up. Okay, we have to go ahead and jump. Oh my God, should I do it? Should I not do it? What should I do? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Then all of a sudden, they're like, because obviously I guess someone jumps with you on the first time. We're gonna do this in 3, 1, 2, and then they jump, right? Because they don't let 3 go, because usually people hold on. So once he jumped, he said that it was the best
It was liberating, most exhilarating. The when he felt the most free
because he was in no control.
but not even that. Yeah, he was in no control.
No
but
control.
Think about it. Now all of a sudden, it's like wow. Imagine the
rush,
the euphoria. Imagine everything that's going through your mind at the moment. But you don't think about now. You don't think about going underground and dying. You don't think about all the bad thoughts that you had before.
No.
But let me ask you a question. Should you not be scared the most once you're in the air? Not when you're on the ground,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
when he was up in the air, falling, skydiving, free falling, it was the best moment of his
He
life.
was free.
Right.
He was free.
Free falling.
But that's what happens. That's what happens a lot of the time is that now, same thing with us. We're scared. Oh my God, what if I don't make it? Oh my God, what if I can't close deals? Oh my God, what if I can't do this? We have to retrain our mindset to, you know what? It's going to be great. I'm going to go ahead and do something else that's going to allow me to make 6 figures. I'm going to do something else that's going to allow me to have something called financial freedom. I'm going to allow myself to do this. And that's unfortunately, it's because everyone's mindset is to be, like you said before. You know, what was you used the word before? What was it, Sean?
Dude, you caught me at a bad time, man.
Okay. When, you know what? It was just
it was like a safety net, you know.
a safety net, exactly. So that's the problem. But you know, with us,
Hold on, time out. I want to piggyback off that. Piggyback off what Jose said. You know, we all watched the Will Smith movie, The Pursuit of Happiness.
Correct.
I'm very sure everybody's seen that. You know,
Survival instinct.
Great movie. Great
survival
movie.
instinct, that's what it was.
So with the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, right, guys? I mean, Will Smith had to he had to go and get that. He had to go ahead and get that job. You know, what was going on? His kid got taken away. Lights getting shut off. He's about to get evicted. They rented out his apartment while he's in there. He's painting just to stay a couple of days. You know, it's just like what Jose said. He's 3 feet from gold. You're digging in one hole, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're 3 feet from it, but you stop and you dig in another hole. You don't even understand how close you are to striking gold. To striking gold. Guys, having a salary is comfortable and it's great. And I'm not saying anybody that's a salaried worker, I'm not knocking them down or not. You got to do what you got to do, right? But, you know, when I made my change from being a salaried worker, I was working next to people that was getting paid the same amount as me, but I was working harder, right? And it started to frustrate me, right? Because at the end of the day, if I fucking work harder than you, I should get paid more than you.
Correct.
In some positions, in some industries, you don't. So that sitting next to you that's lazy, he's getting paid the same $75,000, $80,000 that you are, and you're busting your ass and you're working, but you're on the same level as him. It gets frustrating, right? That's what made me want to jump into a field in which I could say, if I bust my ass and the harder that I work, the more my bank account is going to reflect that. Well, that's the reason why I'm in sales. Now, that's why I know Josh does MCAs, because when you're in business financing and you're pushing these revenue-based financing deals, you get paid large amounts of money. You get paid that very often. You don't have to wait. You don't have to really wait for the money. The money is there for you to get paid and take advantage of. And the great thing that's with our companies, we get paid weekly. So if the money comes in, you get paid weekly. That's amazing.
Right.
Getting a weekly paying commission job. Usually commission jobs pay you what? The
30 days.
The 1st and the 15th. They pay you your salary, but then you get commission once a month.
Right. Yeah. I've had the opportunity to get commission and salary every time. And it really comes down to the confidence you have in yourself. I'm a gambling man myself. And
you are.
You are.
Yeah, you are.
The best bet I've ever made has always been on myself.
Oh,
because I can determine
myself.
You know, and it really, I'm able to make as much money as the work that I put in is as much money as I'm going to make.
Correct.
So it really sets a fire in me because I mean, at the end of the day, if you're just punching a clock, there's no real ambition in you. It sucks the life out of you. I mean, not to downgrade,
in a good way, or
but it's just like, you don't have that drive. Like it becomes the monotony of punching the clock and getting that same check every week. This like, it gives you that feeling of you're really betting on yourself. It's you have to be self-motivated to get this happen, to make this happen no matter what. There's no ifs, ands, or about it. It's either you get it done or you don't get it done. There's no finger pointing, and there's so much money to be made. I can't tell you the amount of money that I've made in this industry alone, even just using one product, in the very beginning when I only had one product to offer.
100%.
Yeah, back to the freedom part though. It's when you have a salary job, you have to ask someone to take time off. When you have a sales job, you really could just say, I'm leaving such and such date, and you're fine. You could just go. That's something I can't go back to. Having to ask another man for permission to leave the country, I don't think I could do that.
Whoa.
They call that trafficking.
No. No, listen. You can leave the country, but are they gonna let you back in? That's what we got. No, that's the thing. But no, guys, listen.
Wait, going back to financial freedom.
You hold my hand one more time, bro.
Can you please speak about? Can you speak about, because this is something, and Jonathan, like he said before, started off in processing, switched over to sales. One of the
which I'm also very. That's a transition. That's a transition, bro,
and not a bad transition.
Yeah,
but listen, what you did was you took that leap of faith. You saw, after you saw the kind of money that was coming in, you then started doing something which was, you had a plan from before, but you started traveling a lot. But the crazy thing was that you started traveling a lot, but you were also working at the same time. Tell us a little about. And I think that you made.
So we have supercomputers in our pockets, right? We have supercomputers in pockets. You could work from anywhere in the world with this. Our CRM, we have an app for it. We could work anywhere in the world. I was literally.
Where were you? Were you
in Spain?
I was in Spain. 6 hours ahead, and closing deals. I was making money while I was in Spain, having the time of my life. So it was great. I could never go back.
Cheers to that again, bro.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that again. And guys, listen. We're talking about a lot. We are. I know. We're talking a lot, and we are, friendly, but we're really here for Brokers Connection, right? And to button all of this up and into one thing, we're all here to make money, right? We leave our houses. We leave our houses every day to make money. Yep. Okay, we can sugarcoat anything the way that we want. We're here to make money, to put money in our pockets so we can support our families, so we can live the lifestyle that we live, so we can buy our wives the Gucci bag that she wants, or we could buy or you could buy your husband the golf clubs of his dreams. Whatever the case is, we're here to make money. Listen, we're all here because we work smart, but we also work efficient.
Correct.
It's not about working hard. It's never about working hard. In the wrong direction. Okay? You can run the race the wrong way. You're never going to win. It's never about working hard. That's the biggest misconception. I can't stand when people say that. It's never about working hard, because I know people that are billionaires that don't work hard at all, but they put in the work. Put in the work, and you also have to work smart. Listen, we have a bunch of different programs here. Ask the questions. Sean P, you work with homeowners. There's no reason why you should not be able to ask and we're gonna give you the script, what you should ask them. But you ask them 5 questions. Now all of a sudden, while you're driving trucks, next thing you know, 15 or 20 days later, they get a mortgage. Now all of a sudden, you got a couple of bands in your pocket for asking a couple of questions and passing it off. That right there is the benefit of Brokers Connection. We're going to be educating you guys. We're going to be hands-on. We're going to provide the material that you need to succeed. We're going to treat you guys as if you are right here in our office rubbing elbows with us. But we're able to do all this by that supercomputer that my boy Jonathan just said before we all have access to. We can all become billionaires with this if we're working smart and in the right direction.
Right.
So please believe. And listen, I know we look at these, like we look at social media, we look at all these kids posting on TikTok, Instagram, we think that they're all idiots, they're not working. A lot of these kids are making more money than a lot of
It
them.
was a lot of hard work trying to put this together. The tech, crazy.
Yeah, the tech, definitely crazy. Look, I mean, look, I got buttons now, you know, my heart's beating, you know, but listen, but seriously, guys, the overall goal of technology every year is to make things smaller and more efficient, smaller and faster. Everything every year gets smaller and faster, right? So what does that mean? That means that efficiency is the key. Working smarter is always trying to be the most efficient. How to maximize every lead. How do you maximize a name and a phone number? Well, I don't know. How about you have 50 products? Well, that's what we have. That's how we maximize every lead. If you are someone looking for financing, personal or business, and you get caught in our web, just like Jose said, you get caught in our web, we can fund you in a bunch of different directions, a bunch of different programs, whatever you need. We can find an avenue for you to get the financing that you're looking for. Oh, you have a shit credit score? No worries. You have a business? We'll go off your revenue. You have a shit credit score? Oh, you have a home? No problem. We can do a second mortgage. We could do a second mortgage for you if you have a business with shit credit score. There's a bunch of different things that we can do for you. We just need, and our whole goal of the Brokers Connection is to provide the knowledge of all the programs so that the questions that you guys need to ask the clients is second nature. So when you're on the phone with somebody or you rub elbows with somebody at a restaurant and you overhear a conversation, you know, you can easily go ahead and just say, hey, listen, I know about that. You give us a lead. We facilitate it for you. You get paid in 2 weeks or a week. That's the benefit of what we do.
And also, too, just what he said before is you guys have the floor now. Like Moore, did you get the phone call? Because Jonathan, I don't know if you met Jonathan. Jonathan is actually your account rep.
Hey, Mo, what's up, man?
Yeah, where's Jonathan? Let me see him. I want to see what he looked like.
Pan the camera.
He's Hispanic.
There he is. Here you go, Jonathan. Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah. I
That's
got it.
He got a chance to reach out to you, review the programs with you, and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just asking.
Man,
Just
my heart
asking.
stopped
Bro.
real quick.
Yeah,
No. But
I want him to sweat a little bit. I want to throw him under the
Oh,
bus.
he did. He's sweating. He's sweating, my brother. He's
Look at
sweating.
him.
Like,
You
oh,
made him
shit.
blush. You made him blush. No, so Mo, let me ask you a
Send
question.
me my check in the mail.
Yeah.
What type of deals do you have right now, or even Sean Pete? What type of deals do you guys have right now? I know we spoke last week, but anything's come up? Any type of clients that you guys have spoken to? Anything you guys want to run by us? What would just the floor is yours for right now.
Okay. I got one client that he wants an SBA loan. He saw the 2.75.
Okay.
And that looks attractive to him. He has about let's just say 50 properties. I'm not sure how many of those he has. He owns free and clear.
Last time, yes. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I don't know if you discussed it with Jonathan.
So, trying to get him.
I think last time when we spoke, and not to cut you off, last time when we spoke, you were going to speak to him and ask him what was the purpose of the capital, right? What is he going to use the money for?
Yes. He wants to use the money for repairs and possibly getting some more properties.
Repairs and possibly get okay. Jonathan, what would you? I guess first of all, the documentation. What documentation is it that he needs to collect? Mo needs to collect in order for us to go ahead and submit it to an SBA.
SBA, it is application, bank statements, and tax returns.
How many years of tax returns?
2 years minimum.
Last 2 years of tax returns. What's the credit score?
It depends on the program. The lowest, I believe we have is 650. But we have different programs. We have like what is it called? The Express. We have a 7A, and we have a couple of other ones, but that require higher ones like 680 plus credit score. But yeah, as low as 650, the ones that we.
Correct.
And I want to chime in, Mo, really quick. So people, and you're going to realize this, Mo, as you refer clients over, right? people are always going to want the best. Everyone's going to want the $1 million home in their town, right? But they make $25,000 a year, right? It's just not feasible. The whole point, and everyone's going to ask for the best, the creme de la creme. Everyone wants to drive a Ferrari, but you know,
he does.
yeah. Oh yeah, that guy with 50 properties, he definitely does, right?
He does.
But you know what, Mo? Having control of the client is everything. Because trust me, that guy that owns 50 properties thinks it work for him, and you don't. You know what I mean? So having control of that client is everything. Because if you don't talk to that guy as if you own 50 properties yourself, he's going to look at you as if you're like this, and he's not going to respect you or your authority or what you say. So when you speak to this guy, and you're asking him the question, sometimes he might brush a question or two off, right, Mo? You're only going to make money on this guy if you are able to get control of him. You know what I mean? And that's one of the, like, it's not even called having a backbone, because we're all men. I'm pretty sure we all have backbones, right? But it's about controlling the client. Sometimes you're not really well versed in the client in a product. It's hard for you to kind of steer the conversation the way that you want. Maybe he might throw a weird fucking question out there that you have no idea about, that you might have to get Jonathan on the phone for. Jose, please.
Let me chime in there, because I think that one of the things is you have to go ahead and understand what the client needs the money for. But what he's trying to say is, you don't have to be a yes man. That's the worst thing that you want to do. You don't have to, no Diddy, please the client.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Yeah. You don't have to please the client. And that's one of the biggest things I think a lot of people have, a lot of affiliates have a hard time understanding. Because, like I said before, they're just so excited the client saying yes.
Yeah.
Right? The client now, oh my God, okay, great.
Oh my God, I have 50 properties. Woo!
You know?
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, so yes, and they become yes men. Anything they say, oh, I want this. Okay, yes.
No problem.
I want this. Okay, yes.
No problem.
The reason why is because they get so intimidated because of what they say they have.
Yep.
Right now, until they can show you what they have,
Doesn't exist.
it doesn't exist at all. Good point, Sean. It does not, and it doesn't. And you have to treat the person with no home the same that you would with 50,000 properties.
Yeah.
Why? Because at the end of the day, you're providing a service, and you're not. There's no reason for you to put someone on a pedestal at all.
Precisely.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because you should have no problem telling the client no.
Yep.
That's for me,
That's
at
huge.
least for me, right? My biggest thing is, if the client doesn't fit the program that he's looking for, I have no problem telling him no. I'm sorry, you don't qualify for it. I don't want to waste your time, Bob. Don't waste mine. This conversation, we should just end it. I'm not gonna give you what you want. You're not gonna get the terms you want. You have a 600 score. You're looking for something that someone with a 700 score will qualify for. I'll tell you this: the client will respect you for that.
Hell
And
yeah,
then now
Mo.
they'll turn around, and now it becomes, no. Take me on as a client. It's okay. It's all right. Just whatever you can get me. Take me on as a client.
Yes.
That's happened so many times, because you know how many people tell them no? Not that many, if any.
Yeah.
You're telling them something different that they have never heard.
Yep.
So, and you're telling them that because you have qualifications, you have guidelines. I tell everyone, Bob, I have certain boxes I have to check off for you to qualify for this program. You don't meet this. I can't check you off on this box. So you don't qualify. But I do have other programs that I can put you on. I can go ahead and build you up and make you bankable. Let's start off here, and let's move on to this. We can move on later on to better programs. One thing I tell my guys on the floor: you did not put that client in that position.
Yep.
You do not have to feel bad for the client in the sense that, oh my God, the client needs help and this and this. Okay, you put yourself here. You didn't pay your bills. Unfortunately, whatever it was, and everyone's going to say the pandemic. Okay, the pandemic was over a couple of years ago. We can't use that excuse anymore. You understand? So yes, okay, no problem, Bob. That happened. I went through a divorce. Okay, I get it. I understand it. That's very unfortunate. However,
Not our fault.
it's not my fault. And at the end of the day, the bank is going to look at this. You're coming to me because I'll give you bank financing or I'll give you alternative financing. I'm sure you went to the bank and the bank told you no. So why am I going to give you a bank product? I don't work miracles. I'm not giving you exceptions. I'm going to the same bank, but I'm just doing all the legwork for you. And one of the things that I dislike, and it's a big pet peeve of mine, is don't tell me that.
Wait, how big is it? How big's your pet peeve?
This big.
All right.
But listen, one of the things that I dislike is when the client tells, don't even tell me this, tells the sales guys, I'm going to do business with you because I like you. You like me? What are you talking about?
You
You
don't
like
even know
me?
me.
You don't know me. Don't tell me you're going to do business because you like me. Tell me that you're going to do business with me because I'm your only option.
Yes, let's be real.
That's it. And then at the end of the day, and one phrase I tell everyone, and everyone can tell you is,
If you don't use it, you lose it.
not that one. That one I don't use other clients.
Okay.
But one thing I tell the clients is, and I took this from a very dear friend of mine, is I'm gonna talk to you like you're my college roommate. I'm gonna tell you things that no one else is gonna tell you, and I'm gonna be very frank with you. You may not like it, but at the end of the day, who do you want in your corner? Someone that's gonna fight for you and tell you the truth, or someone that's gonna yes you to death.
You know, Jose, I'm so glad that you brought that up because, guys, I mean, listen, we're in sales, right? We're not order takers,
Yes.
but a part, and this is the harsh reality of sales, and this is what separates a good salesperson from someone that's not from someone that can't be from a customer service rep. And Josh, my boy Josh, I'm very sure Josh, because he's a seasoned MCA guy, he can relate to this.
Wait, is Josh walking us around his house? Is like MTV.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not purposely. The video just turned on, but yeah.
Look at him. All right. We have what? The pool, the gym,
The fireplace.
fireplace. Look at this guy. Hey.
CA life.
Invite us over for dinner, baby.
life.
What's up?
CA life.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
his ceilings are 50 feet tall. Jesus Christ.
Wait, is that a Matter Daddy?
Is that a
I don't
Matter?
know.
That is a matter, Daddy. On it.
That's a Matter Daddy, right?
That's the matter, Daddy.
No, but guys, listen. We at the end of the day, we're all salespeople, right? So, and this is the part I love about sales. This is what really gets me up every day and ready to go to the office.
There you go. Strong like bull.
I love telling people no because there's a certain part in every sale that you just have to get real with the person, right? There's the part of the sale that talks with the guy having a great idea, a great plan. Then there's the reality of you getting the documents in.
Yes.
Then it's the other reality of the lender telling you what the documents really mean. And then it's the you delivering what the bank is telling you that you have to deliver to the client. Then it's the client giving you a little pushback. And then the next part is the part I love. And that's you putting your foot down and telling them that this is their only option. And either they can take it or leave it. And that is something before we jumped on.
That was exactly what I was going to say. Go ahead and talk about that experience. They closed the deal before they before they jumped on. They did close the deal today. How much was the dollar amount, Sean?
Which one? The 55K?
Yeah.
Yeah, 55K.
What was the name? Wait, hold on. It's crazy. Well, the name of the business is insane. What's the name of the business?
Yo Nuts.
So the
LLC.
Wait,
LLC. Yo Nuts LLC.
And what do they? So we found like Yo Nuts LLC. What do they actually do? Or why do they name it?
Because it's they do like frozen yogurt filled donuts.
So they Yo Nuts for yogurt and donuts.
But
I brought that up and
yeah, but they spelled nuts with a Z at the end, so it sounds crazy. It sounds like it's a prank.
I think they were trying to give you these.
They might have been, but listen, the guy wanted a weekly payment. He already has a weekly payment.
Right.
Now, in the revenue-based financing space, really getting monthly payment options doesn't exist. The majority of the people, because their credit score is not really that good, or they have an immediate need for the money, the repayments is they either pay the lender back weekly on a weekly basis, once a week, or they pay back 5 days a week. which is a daily payment, right? This guy already had a weekly payment. He wanted to continue making weekly payments. However, last month he's in a restaurant. Last month he was negative for almost half the month in his bank account. He had less than $1,000 a day in his bank account. In the revenue-based space, they consider that a negative day.
Right. Yeah.
So when I jumped on the phone with him before, he wanted weekly payments. This guy wanted the world because he does have a pretty good credit score, but his revenue kind of is not really, his bank account's not really healthy enough.
Not that consistent.
So I just told him, I said, listen, this is really your only option. And I know you're not really getting the dollar amounts that you're looking for, but I have that for you. This is what it is. And that's my favorite part because I don't care if I lose the sale or not because this is this guy's only option. But I also know that my offer is the best, right? So it's a certain humbleness that the merchant has to come to. It's like if your girlfriend, wife, or fiance, if someone wants to break up with you, they just tell you the harsh truth, and you just have to, as a man, you just have to eat it. You have to accept it. That's my favorite part of the sale, delivering that news to the client, especially when I know that we are the Doritos of the MCA space, of the alternative financing space. We are the Coke. We are the Pepsi. We are the top of what we do. So if I know that we have the best possible offer, I don't give a I'll send you back out there to the wolves. Then you have to come back to me limping and saying, okay, is that offer still on the table? Yes, it is. Send me the docs. You know what I mean? That's
and what documents do they have when they approve them? When they say yes to the approval, what documents do they have to send you?
So for the revenue-based financing programs that we have, right? If you want to go ahead and just have us send you out the documentation for you to review, we need a color copy of your driver's license. The reason why we need that is because the bank needs, the lender needs to see your full legal name. Your application that you send in to me might say that your name is Tim Moore. However, your real name is Timothy Cedric Moore. So we need your driver's license to go ahead and confirm that. We need a voided check for the business because we need to see the legal name of your business tied to your account number and routing number. Because the last thing that you would want is for us to go ahead and fund somebody else, put the money to the wrong account and make you pay for it. The last thing you would want, right?
Now, what happens after that? So the process is they get an approval. You obviously present it to the client. Client says yes. They send you request driver's license, voided checks. They send that to you.
Yes.
How quickly are you able to go ahead and send them over the agreement?
So the great thing is that the majority of the lenders, we're a direct lender ourselves. However, if the deal does not meet our risk factor, we'll syndicate with other companies, right? There's a bunch of different lenders in the industry, but we're fortunate enough to be able to put up half the money into each of these deals. So we will syndicate. So some of our syndicating partners, we have to rely on their underwriters to send out documents, right? So those underwriters, usually it'll take about an hour if they're really busy, 2 hours, but we send out documents to receive via DocuSign, okay? So now we have driver's license voided check. We send them out the documents to review. Now, this is where the real sale takes place. Because I could tell you your weekly payment is going to be $2,200. When you see everything in writing, that's when the real sale begins. Jonathan, we had an issue with that earlier with your guy. We sent him out the contracts. He loved it. But then bitching about the payment. So now Jonathan came to my desk and Jonathan said, Daryl, they're complaining about the payment. We got to try to get them a longer term. Jonathan, longer term. They don't qualify. This is that.
Now, keep in mind when we say, obviously, Daryl is very animated. We love it, but there's a backstory to it, and I think that's what he was getting to right now. I think tell us a little bit about that client, just because we don't want the affiliates to think that there's no way for us to be able to work their deal around. But was there a backstory to that client?
So
My
yeah,
client?
yeah. So for Jonathan's client in particular,
He owns a liquor store.
yeah. So he owns a liquor store in Memphis, Tennessee. Now we all know that the holidays are coming up. Who doesn't drink during the holidays, right? So they're gonna start ramping up. The unfortunate part is, it's revenue-based financing. So if you're not generating a lot of revenue or you don't keep a lot of money in the bank, it directly affects your approvals. This particular client had,
What was his problem?
yeah, so the month before he was negative a lot, almost half the month. Month before that, couple negative days, you know. So I knew that and I'm very good at placing the deals where they need to go. When we don't fund in house, we need to syndicate. I know the guidelines of other shops in which we can go to, and I'm like, hey, listen, I need this, and I know where to send it to get the maximum.
Quick question,
amount.
Daryl. I'm sorry. What was this guy's? What was your client's credit score?
He was below 600.
So he was below 600, so he couldn't go to. So I just want you. I'm just trying to give the affiliates context.
Gotcha.
As
So this
far
guy
as
owns a
to
liquor store below 600. His issue was he owns a liquor store, so every week he would have to go to the distributor and get his product re-upped, right?
Okay.
He has to get his inventory. And he was sick and tired of it because every week he had to go and deal with that.
And he was paying regular prices.
He already had an MCA. But the max he got was 18K.
Okay.
Yes, but Jose, you're right. He told Jonathan, he said, listen, I want to stock up for the holidays. I'm gonna get a discount on my shipment of liquor if I buy in bulk. Exactly, Sean. So that's where, and Jonathan's very good at what he does. He created the need in the guy's mind. He said, how much do you need?
Wait, hold on. He didn't create. He just identified. Because remember, we can't create something. There's no way that we sales have.
Hey, do you need this?
Right,
no, you can't do that.
There's in sales nowadays. There's no such thing as a salesman mentality anymore.
Used car salesman.
He just identified what the need was.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, Daryl. Go ahead.
No problem. So he identified what the need was because he asked the questions. Now, again, guys, if you're new to Brokers Connection or you're a new affiliate, these questions we are going to put in literature. And even when we have our one-on-one sessions, we're going to explain the questions in detail so you guys can do this as well.
Correct.
So that you guys don't need us to do it. You can do it as well. And that's how you broaden your portfolio.
I understand, yeah.
But Jonathan asked the guy, hey, listen, what would you the holidays are coming up? Obviously, you're gonna want to buy in bulk. Do you get a discount if you buy in bulk? That's the question, because obviously, if you buy anything in bulk, you pretty much get a discount, right? So Jonathan, using his years of experience, asked that. And then the guy told Jonathan that yes, if he buys in bulk, he actually gets a discount of 25%. Right? So now this is a no-brainer. And the guy already on his profit margins, he makes about 60%.
Now, remember, once again, what we asked before is what are you going to use the money for? He's using it to buy inventory. What is the return on your investment? He's going to make what?
He said he makes 60% markup.
60% markup. So for every dollar we give him, he's going to make $1.60. Right? So we have to make sure. You guys heard of OPM, right? Using other people's money.
Yeah.
Right? That's important. That's huge. Because now you're using other people's money to be able to make you money. As long as you make a profit, there's no downsides to it. You're using someone else's money to make you money. There's a profit 100%. You just have to be smart enough to be able to use that money
right way
and make you money.
You have to allocate the funds
properly.
And here's the thing. In every facet of life, you're going to have irresponsible people, right? But if you take this money and you really have a plan, like Jonathan asked the guy, because Jonathan knows he's well-versed in the industry to know that if the guy's a liquor store, it's the holidays. Who doesn't drink during the holidays? You're going to need to stock up, right, dude? You're also going to need to stock up before your competition stocks up and there's no inventory left. So you got to strike now. That built the need in the client's mind. He's like, okay, I do need this now. Now, once somebody needs it, it's our job to just make sure that they can afford it, right? That's it. So now, John, we got the guy. The guy loved the deal, but then he seen the contract. Contract says that he was going to pay $2,200 a week. He showed his wife, and we all know, happy wife, happy life. He showed his wife the thing. He says, $2,200 a week is too much for me. So Jonathan came to me and he said, Dow, what can we do to get them a lower payment? Can we get them a longer term? And it's my job as one of the underwriters to just say, Jonathan, longer term. Tell these to take less money. And it's a very, at that point in the sale, it's a very black and white, cutthroat, this is it, or just don't take the money. but he's got to take the money because it's inventory. He can't afford to not take the money, and we get the best approvals. Everybody else was giving this guy approvals like 15, 20,000. We came in with $46,000.
Sir.
That we can fund him tomorrow. That we're gonna fund him tomorrow. But
Contract signed.
his wife complained, so we did the right thing that we would like to do to appease our women, and we said, okay, what can you afford? She said $1,800 a week, so we lowered the dollar amount $6,500. Now the contract, instead of it being $46,200, we downsold $40,000. Their weekly payments $1,800. They're excited. They signed the contract tonight. Tomorrow they're going to be funded. But we had to come to a realization because they wanted us to try to do something that we could not do. They wanted us to try to take a 7.5-month deal and make it like 10 months. It's not something that we could do because they just didn't qualify for it.
And we didn't crush their dreams once. We did it twice because on the app they were requesting $160,000. Not happening. No tax returns.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think you're using the word. You didn't crush their dreams. You set expectations correctly.
Yeah,
you brought them to reality.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you brought them to reality. You identified what the need was. You identified how much money they were bringing in. Unfortunately, you had a product that was able to approve them. That was a 680. It was below 680.
Yeah.
Right. What did they have? 600 score.
600, right?
Yeah, around there.
600 score. There's not that many programs in today's day and age that would approve you if you have a 600 score.
Right.
You understand? So you were able to approve the client based on
what
their
they qualified
revenue,
for.
based
Yeah.
on their revenue, based on what
Yeah.
based on what they could handle. Because when it comes to revenue-based financing, and
Yeah.
as an affiliate, when you hear this, it's a revenue-based finance approval. They're never going to get approved for more than that what they can actually handle.
If they can't handle it, we will never give it to you.
Correct.
Can't handle it. Like,
so they have to be able to afford the payment. How do we identify if they can afford the payment? In their bank statements, they have daily balances. We look at the transactions, we look at the deposits, we look at the of the debits. So that's how we identify what they are able to go ahead and get approved for. We do not approve them for more than what they can qualify for. But getting back to what you said.
Wait, hold on. I want to piggyback on what you said. Get off me. Stop touching me. Listen, I want to pick up what he said because what he said. What he said is great. When you lend out your own money, you're not going to want to approve somebody for something they can't pay back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's unsecured. We're not tying up your house. We're not tying up. You're not tying up your house. We're not tying up anything else.
Yeah, it's unsecured.
It's unsecured. So you could definitely just take the money, run away to Tijuana. We don't want that, right? So we're gonna go ahead. I'm sorry for using the Mexican place, but don't worry about it.
Colombia. I would
We're
run
also-
away to Colombia if I get.
Yeah.
We're also not in this for the short term. We want to grow with the business.
Right.
Correct.
We want the business to be successful. We want them to expand, open more stores,
Right.
Yes.
grow with you.
Work
We want
on
to
the
grow with you
credit,
long
you know,
term.
yeah.
Correct.
We're not
Do
making
that
nothing to
all-
make a fast buck and then leave.
Exactly. And again, we want to make clients for life. You know, once you're in here, we want to be able to help you grow your business. They want to be able to be the people to help you buy your house.
Right.
You want to be able to be the people that, you know what, if we even help people get cars. Someone says anything. If you need a car, we help you get car financing.
Well, that's equipment financing.
Yes. It could have find. There's a bunch of different programs we can have. Once we bring you in, we want you to be clients for life. And again, with Brokers Connection, we're going to show you how you can because again, you guys have your own leads. I don't know if you guys are marketing and you're spending marketing.
Mo, you're obviously with us now. What type of we did this with Sean P before. What type of industry are you in? Tell us a little bit about yourself, so that Jonathan can actually obviously understand a little bit more about who his affiliate is.
I'm giving you a call tomorrow.
with the check.
With the chat.
I just I do credit. So
What you do? You fix credit. What do you do as far as credit?
I fix credit consultant.
Nice.
I sell trade lines. I do all aspects of the credit process to get them ready for funding. So that's kind of how I just transitioned to look for partners for funding. I actually go to banks in my area and
Nice.
meet with bankers.
What area are you in?
I'm in Virginia.
Okay. Okay.
So I do have a relationship with a
Now, when
couple
you say
different
that you meet
banks.
with bankers and you build relationships, what type of relationships? Full docs, no docs? What type of relationships or what type of clients are you trying to give the banks?
I'm trying to give the banks the first of all their bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what is the floor, and then from the floor I can go up. So my average client, I know that I need to get them to let's just say New Horizon. It's a small little credit union.
Okay.
I can get them a 640, walk them in the bank and get them 20,000
Okay.
unsecured.
Unsecured.
So
Showing bank statements or no bank statements?
showing bank statements.
Okay.
Business, all business, of course.
Okay. Just Virginia?
Um, New Horizon has other banks across the United States, but I have that particular relationship at that particular bank here.
How about the clients that have no income? What do you do with those? No bank statements. They just open up a business, or they have a business. They don't generate any income at all. They don't have their tax returns. What happens to those clients?
Well, I can send them to New Horizon, but
What if they're not in Virginia?
I got to come to y'all.
Okay, so now that was actually, it was. I apologize. That was me trying to lead you into. Remember, in sales, you're never going to ask a question you don't know the answer to, or you already don't know what they're going to say, right? So that was me leading you into that. So Jonathan, go ahead and I
Quick
guess.
question. So when you help people with their credit, what is like the biggest challenge with them? Is it that they don't take care of their credit? Like, what is the biggest issue that you see with your clients?
It varies. I'm blessed that I have clients all over the United States, luckily. So I see most of the time I see utilization problems. Um, I see just people that have not paid their bills. So I really don't care what they have on their credit. It really doesn't matter to me. I can legally get it off because I
Correct. So you fix their credit.
yeah.
Okay. Now, what would you say you fix their credit to? Like, what is when you're done with the client as far as repairing their credit, et cetera? What is the credit score that you see once they're done with your process?
I'm trying to get them to at least 680 or 700,
Okay.
depending on, that's the worst client that is down in the toilet. We're looking at 400.
Okay. Now, when you and I'm talking about once you're done with them, once you remove all, because I'm assuming you removed the derogatories, you removed everything negative on their account. What is the credit score that you see? So let's assume that you see a 680
Mhm.
and the client doesn't have a business. They're personal. How do you get them funding? Or do you get them funding? What do you do after that? What is your next step to continue your nurturing process with the client?
Well, when they come into my pipeline, I ask them, basically, what do they want? What are they trying to do other than just, of course, improving their credit? So I kind of spoon feed them, like you were talking about as far as the question and answer process, and I kind of gear them towards um, getting a business. So I actually will set them up with a business. And so they come into the pipeline, I fix their credit, start them on a business. I get their LLC form and all that kind of stuff. So I want to make sure that their foundation is correct for the funding process.
Do you
So
hit you hit
Mhm.
the do you hit the 10 funding points? Meaning, do you when you're setting up for the business, do you also set them up with a website? Do you also register them
yes,
maybe? do you also get a registered agent because obviously they don't want to be a home based business?
Yes.
Phone number. Okay, perfect. So you're
Mhm.
building up their profile.
Correct.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. No, I like that. What is next? So go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please.
No, basically, I do that process and then I set them up for funding.
But do they all have to have income?
No,
No. They
no,
don't.
not for, if they're local, I can, give them the New Horizon.
How
Um,
much money have you gotten someone that has no income documentation?
20.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, and that's it. And listen, we want to learn. You have the floor right now, right?
Mhm.
So it's just learning from you. So I guess, Sean, let me ask you a question. Our because we do have a no income documentation funding program. Means no tax returns, no bank statements.
Mm-hmm.
How long in business?
Sean,
30 days.
30 days in
they have to
business.
have, yeah, 30 days they have to have their files, their business documents filed. Yeah,
And how much money can we get them, Sean?
up to 150K.
So up to $150,000. Now, like I said before, I don't know if you heard us with Sean P. We Brokers Connection is a relationship, right? Where our community, even ourselves, we want to learn from everyone that joins our group. If you're telling me that you can do this for the clients in the state of Virginia, I'll send clients over to you that are in Virginia
Mm-hmm.
to get an additional 20,000. So now they're going to be very excited because now instead of getting them 150, I'm getting them 170,000. We have relationships with different banks, national, regional, community banks as well,
Mhm.
national, regional, and community banks. We can get the client up to $150,000, no bank statements, no tax returns. So it's great because you build them up, you build their profile, you build them up. But unfortunately, once you're done with the 20,000,
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's no because you don't have access to it, you don't have anywhere else to go. But now Jonathan has that option for you where once you send them over to us, what we do is, and you don't even have to give a profile, you don't even have to pull credit on the client. Jonathan,
Hmm.
explain the process to us. If once Mo has a client, what does he have to do?
Yeah, so get them to 20,000, and then just throw me the alley oop, and I'll get them up to $150,000 more.
How does he do that?
So what we do is we leverage their credit profile, and we get the money on the business side. So the stronger their credit profile, what does that mean? They have a paid off mortgage. Not all of them have this, but some of them have car payments. We basically have to show the banks that the client can handle money. They don't accumulate too much debt, um, and they make their payments on time. That's basically it. And we just get their basic documentation for the business is EIN letter, articles of incorporation, driver's license, social security card, and a utility bill. And we get their inquiries off. We present a clean profile to the banks, and they do their own risk assessment, and they determine how much money we get that they give out to the client.
That's huge. Yeah. But what in order so what when you get ready to submit a client? Yes. I'm sorry. Of course. I'm sorry. It was our tech guy was just letting us know there was an issue.
Yeah, get him out of there.
No, no. But listen, no. So what happens is once you go ahead and have the client ready to once you funded him, right? Jonathan should have already sent you. If he did not, he'll resend it to you tomorrow. You have a dedicated link. Every affiliate has a dedicated link for 3 different programs: no income documentation, real estate, and regular business funding programs. All you
Okay.
have to do is put the client's information in our no income documentation funding link, which is just first name, last name, home address, social, and are they using a cosigner? We pull a soft credit pull. We do that ourselves.
Partner with experience.
We're partnered with Experian.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't need their social. first name, last name, home address. That's it. It's based on public
Wow.
record. Experian, because we're going directly with Experian,
Mhm.
Experian will give us a soft credit pull. Once that happens, we then send it over to our back office. It goes into what we call initial review. They review it. They let us know if there's anything that has to be paid off before we go ahead and submit it to the bank. If their utilization is too high, and if their utilization is too high, we have other programs for people that don't have no income. We can go ahead and pay up to 10,000 as long as we approve it. If they have income, we can get them a bridge loan to pay that off. Now, on top of that, what happens a lot of the times is that a lot of business owners make the mistake of using their personal credit to fund their business. So
Mhm.
we are able to, when we give them money, everything is going to be on the business side. So that money that we're giving them to pay off their personal credit cards is going to reflect on the business side. So now they pay that off, or we get an approval from our initial underwriter. They then let us know, okay, the client's approved for up to 150,000, let's say. Once they're approved for up to 150,000, obviously Jonathan and yourself will get on the phone with the client, present the option, let them know what the process is. The process itself, and I'm sure you know this, what happens is the bank decides how they want to release the funds. They can do it three different ways. First way is give them a business line of credit. Second is give them a personal a business term loan. I'm sorry, on no income docs. Lastly, the 90% of the time they're giving them business credit cards, 0% interest for the first 12 months.
Okay.
That's huge because now you're getting a credit card, 0% interest. Who wants to pay interest on the money they're borrowing?
Absolutely.
Not that many people do, right? And on top of that, it's a business expense now. So you can write that all off because it's debt. You're not getting a loan, it's debt. So you can write it off. Speak to your accountant. Your accountant can advise you on how to go ahead and do that. So now you're getting up to 150,000. But on top of that, now you're earning points, cash back. There's a lot of benefits to getting a credit card. A lot of business owners are intimidated because they say, oh my God, it's a credit card. How am I going to pay this to someone? How am I going to pay someone if they don't accept cards? Well, there are third company parties. Real simple. Google it, Melio.com, Plastique, PLASTIQ.com. They
Mhm.
actually focus on going ahead and accepting credit cards as long as it's a business transaction, accepting credit cards to pay vendors, to pay rent, to pay invoices
Electronically.
electronically. Correct. So now there's third parties already in place. Why? Because a lot of people have identified a need of actually being able to pay expenses to vendors that don't accept credit cards.
Also, we have relationships with the people that work in the banks. So the business credit cards, anybody could apply for them, really. You can go online, go through the portal, put in your numbers, and you get a certain amount. The thing that sets us apart from everybody else is just we have personal relationships with the people that we submit the files to. So they secure the highest approval amounts for us. That's
They're walking think about it like this: they're walking your file right into the processor, right into the underwriter, and that's huge.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh well, I've got a couple questions.
Go ahead.
Um, the what's the credit score needed for that particular program that we first talked about with the 30 days um, in business?
Oh,
That-
you need a 680 plus credit score. You need to
Okay,
have at
680.
least 2 personal credit cards with a $2,500 credit limit for at least 1 year, and they have to be individual. They cannot be authorized users. And they have to have at least 20% overall credit utilization, 20% or lower.
no late
Okay.
payments,
No late payments as well, no derogatories, etc.
bankruptcy within the last 7 years.
Inquiries we don't care about because we remove those free of charge. We remove those included in our.
Oh, you gonna do my other job for me too? Okay.
We remove those. Listen, you can take care of TransUnion and Equifax because those take a very long time. We remove all Experian. I've had clients that have 50 Experian polls. We remove those because think of it like this: if we set up the client correctly from the beginning, chances of approval are much higher. So
Okay.
why would we set up ourselves for failure by not removing something as little as an inquiry?
Also, we're not trying to compete with you.
Yeah.
at all.
No,
I'm
no,
not trying to
no.
give you perform your service, and
Mhm.
we'll do our part. We're trying to collaborate with people. We're not really trying to take away your business at all.
Wonderful. So when you're getting these credit cards for these people, you'll take those inquiries off.
As long as it's not hooked up to an active account, which you already understand.
Right, of course. Of
Mhm.
course.
Correct.
Perfect. Perfect.
So, and like I said, we'll go ahead. It's a white glove service that we perform. We take care of everything. No one has to walk into a branch. They can qualify for additional funds if they choose to walk into a branch. We do have relationships with banks that do have require them to walk into a branch. But aside from that, we're doing everything white glove.
Oh,
Honestly,
perfect.
you're gonna speak to several different companies that they'll get them 150,000, but get them 20 different cards. Not at all.
Okay.
One card, we're getting the client 50 to 75,000. Second card, we're getting the client anywhere between 20 to $30,000. After that, we're getting someone maybe about 15 to 25,000. Fourth card after that, you're looking at maybe 15,000. Next two cards are approving the client for about 10 to $15,000.
Perfect.
So on average is about 6 to 8 cards with high limits.
Okay. 6
Mhm.
to 8. Okay.
Yep. And I think that would be a benefit. That would be a benefit too. If you're fixing their credit, that would be actually great to refer over the clients. Now you can provide them up to people that you've gotten money already with the bank that you have locally.
Yes.
Mhm.
No business bank statements,
That's huge.
no tax returns.
That is huge. Wow.
Okay.
Any workaround with the two credit cards with the 2,500?
Uh, remember that two credit cards, $2,500 limits to get them the max.
Mhm.
And we want to set proper expectations.
Okay.
Give me an example. So what type of clients? If they don't have 2,500, you're looking at 1,000. I mean, because anyone with
Something like that, you know. I mean,
1,000,
I could get them to
100, we would probably do about maybe 20 to 25,000. I'm sorry, 20 to 50,000.
Okay.
But if you're talking about $500 credit cards, and it's because of exposure, they want to make
Right.
sure that the client has been exposed to X amount of money. And usually, when it has to do with the build business, they go ahead and multiply by 5. So that's the reason why we want these high credit limit cards to be able to do it. 680 plus credit scores, ideally 700s.
Mm,
And you're already doing half the work by building them up, which is great.
perfect.
Okay, perfect.
I thank you guys.
I'm glad. I'm glad. We didn't know that about this. So now Jonathan's going to contact you tomorrow to go ahead and see how we can go ahead and maximize on the clients.
Okay.
Aside from that, I mean, if there's no more questions, we actually had Daryl had to leave a little bit sooner. Albert, did you have any questions? Anything that you wanted to say? I know that Brokers Connection is a big. You're a big part of Brokers Connection as well. I don't know if that many people know about that. Any last words?
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself, Albert.
Well, I was trying to chime in before, but you guys were doing so good. I didn't want to interrupt. Um, you know, we're going to have other podcasts, obviously, and we're going to touch upon maybe deeper dives in the programs that you guys have.
Yep.
What I wanted to make mention was what people don't know yet is that we're able to generate a lot of prospects coming into LendMate and all the other programs that you guys have. And fortunately, people are gonna, they're gonna have access in the sense or the ability to have access to be able to create a business within a business and grow. And I think Mo had a question. He asked if well, we don't want to call them affiliates, we're referral partners at the end of
Yes.
the day.
Yes.
He's asking, is there another level after that in the business, right? As far as being just a broker referral partner. And I think the answer to that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jose, is we want you to go above and beyond
Correct.
being just a referral partner. That's the whole point of the community. It's for you to be able to graduate into being a self-sufficient commercial lender at the end of the day, and being able to understand how to sell the deals, being able to understand the intricacies of all the different types of programs, and actually be a consultant at the end, because you don't want to sell. You want to be able to consult the way Jose is consulting right now and the way he's explaining the programs. And just to give everyone here some context, I'm going to touch upon what John was saying earlier. As far as if you're a salary and you're capped at what you're making, right? Put things into perspective. It's not only about business credit or business loans or short-term financing. Let's dive just real quick. I'm going to mention this and real estate funding. There's probably over 4 or 5 million active real estate investors in the US. And if you know anything about the commercial lending space and when you're dealing with real estate, that's a much higher ticket item, right? You can easily get a few deals a month, averaging 1.5, 2, $3 million deals. And Jose, how much are you charging on a deal like that?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How much are you charging on a let's say somebody needs funding to do a new construction project and it's a $2.5 million deal?
Two, three, in some cases,
2 or 3 points. So how much, we're talking about 50, 75,000.
Example, we have a $1.25 million deal. I don't know how many points, but I do know that the commission is about $100,000.
There you go. So just one deal. And Jose, yes. How many prospects are we getting on a single day? Would you say 10, 15 on a low end?
No,
of people looking for funding
on a day. Yes, yeah. I would say 10 to 15. Right. Honestly, to be honest with you, even and Albert, I was trying to invite you over to come sit down with us because that's one of the biggest things is how do you generate the leads, right? And that's one of the things that you've actually, Albert has helped us out a lot in. He's been a great part of our growth because our real estate department has grown because of the leads that he's been able to provide us with. And we're getting 10 to 15 prospects on a daily basis. We literally had to, by force, because the leads that we were getting were so great, we had to go ahead and scale our sales department on the mortgage side drastically, build up, which I think even at this point that we're still building our back office, hiring more people because we were getting so many what we call pricers, which are scenarios, pricers from clients because they want they would tell us, I want this projects, I have this, I have ARV is this, it's a fix and flip, blah, 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 so on and so forth, that we couldn't handle it. So we got backed up a little bit. We had to hire more people, but honestly, the marketing that he's been doing for us is genius, is great. We're looking now to go ahead and expand it because now we have the sales force to handle it. But wait, hold on, Albert. If you do that for them, then what are we going to have left over?
Listen, at the end of the day, you're handling the processing on the back end. Yes. You guys know how to place the deals. You guys know how to maximize the funding amounts. There's a lot involved. So especially if you're new in the industry, the good thing about the community is we will bring these systems to you guys. You guys will be able to have access to it. And we're looking to open this up to people in the community. So what Jose and LendMate is going to get out of it and Fund Rock Capital, what they're basically going to get out of it is teaching you guys how to successfully get these leads, generate the business so we can handle all the back end stuff for you. Correct. And you guys can earn the commissions. And at the end of the day, there's nothing better than having people come to you when they need help. Networking is great. Cold calling is great. There's a lot of different ways you guys could get deals. And we're going to teach all of that in the community. And we're also going to set up the systems and we're going to have pools where people are going to be able to invest and basically start generating these deals for themselves. And at the end of the day, it's going to be an upstream. And, as being a part of referral partners with us, everybody's going to enjoy the fruits of the labor, so to speak. And actually, most people that try to get deals in the real estate investment space or any other space, they try to do a lot of networking, whatever the case may be. They're doing cold calling. We're going to have people coming in inbound. And there's, I think, the next best thing to a referral is getting inbound prospects who are looking and who need the funding in real time. So a lot of exciting stuff coming soon, very soon into the community. And I have to say another thing. Daryl's not here anymore. I've been sitting here a lot of times when I get next to Daryl and I'm hearing him speak to clients and Jose and everybody in here that's trained. You guys are going to have access to their trainings and understand how to really speak to people. Because I have to tell you, one of the most professional people in the commercial lending space is right here in this group. It's in this company with Jose. And I have to say, every time I hear them talking to a client, it blows me away. There's so many nuances that people have to understand when they speak to someone. Once you understand those nuances, and you guys are going to learn that, this is what we're here for. Once you understand those nuances, you become the expert. They're going to want to do business with you. You're going to earn their trust for life, and you're going to have those clients coming back to you over and over again. Okay. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah.
And lastly,
yeah,
I
Jose.
want to just say, you know what, Mo, since you're here and everybody else that's out there that I was going to watch this later on, is remember, you guys are as long as you're able to refer one person over will make a huge difference, whether it's another partner, affiliate, another client. Watch what we can do with them. Watch how we can monetize on them. Watch how you're able to now refer someone over and you can make money on it. That's huge, because a lot of the times you tell someone to go do something based on your word, based on what you've experienced, and you've never received either a thank you or a dollar for it. We're allowing you guys the opportunity, or giving you guys the opportunity to be able to do that. So take advantage of the different programs, take advantage of all of us, take advantage of the knowledge that we have. Remember, this is 15 years. I've been in this industry for 15 years. There's 15 years of knowledge. Sean's been in the industry for how long, Sean?
I mean, I've been in retail banking since 2005.
2005.
And then the lending space since 2019.
2019. There you go. Back office from just processing to how long?
In the industry, probably 4 years now.
So use us as a shortcut to be able to get your answers on clients that you currently have. Use us so that we're able to go ahead and maximize the clients.
Another quick question, because I want to use y'all.
Just don't abuse us.
Do you go by Al?
Yes, I do. I go by Al. Yeah.
I saw your question about the mortgage. I definitely told you about Fund Rock Capital.
Fun Rock. Okay.
So,
now,
so just to break that up before you ask your question, Capital is our mortgage division. LendMate Capital handles all business lending. So if you hear both, that's the difference between the two companies. Fun Rock Capital does everything with investment properties, fix and flips, new construction, DSCRs, investment properties, international financing, foreign entities, foreign nationals as well, I-10 clients as well. I-10 clients, we're able to fund them as well.
You just answered my question. I-10.
That's your question?
Yeah, because I some people want me to help them get their I-10 numbers. I do that too. I'm not leaving no money on the table.
There you go. Perfect. So now
you go.
With an I-10 client. So two things I'm going to mention to you. One is with an I-10 client, perfect. With an I-10, I don't know if many people know what an I-10 client is. So when someone gets an I-10, means that they don't have a social security number. However, the person that is applying for an I-10 wants to pay taxes, wants to be able to put themselves in a position, because I'm assuming later on they want to go ahead and apply for proper legal status. With an I-10, they are able to go ahead and pay taxes, pay into Medicare, pay into everything else that everyone else does. However, they don't receive, I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mo, they don't receive the check back. I'm assuming.
Okay.
Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So what we do is we do have mortgage programs for I-10 clients. The thing is that now they have to put 20% down. We also have I-10 programs for people that are business owners, even for regular business owners, because a lot of people think that whenever I'm buying a home, I have to have profitable tax returns. I have to have 2 years of tax returns on the personal side. I have to show a profit. I have to show X amount. That's incorrect. There's specific programs specifically for business owners in order for them to buy a primary home. Like I said before, we have licensed mortgage loan officers in house. They have the ability to, business owners have the ability to buy a property, whether it's with just their 1099 slip, whether it's just with a profit and loss, or a profit and loss, or just with 12 or 24 months of their bank statements. Okay, so that's huge. That changes everything. In some programs, they can they are able to put down as low as 10% down. Okay,
Oh,
so that's
wow.
the only thing that changes. The only thing that changes is if you don't have tax returns on showing a profit or a loss, or you don't have profitable tax returns, you cannot qualify for 3.5% programs, your FHA or regular conventional. You would qualify for what are called non-QM programs, non-qualified mortgage programs. All that means is a fancy term that they cannot be sold in the secondary market. If you guys haven't watched the movie The Big Short, you probably don't understand what I'm talking about, but it just means that when anyone gives you a mortgage, they usually sell it. They sell it in the stock exchange. That's all that means. But what happens is that for business owners, they can put down as low as 10% down to get a mortgage with just a profit and loss statement or 12 months to 24 months of business bank statements.
Do y'all have non-recourse loans too?
You know what? I think we do. I have to double check. I know that we were going back and forth with that. I have obviously I want to say yes, but let me confirm with you. Do me a favor, Jonathan, tomorrow remind me to double check that with our underwriter to see if we do have non-recourse mortgages as well.
I'm calling you tomorrow.
Okay, brother. Yeah, I used to do mortgages. I was in the mortgage business for a while. Yeah, so
We have so many programs; it's really hard to remember every single one of them.
yeah,
Yeah, we usually have a place for everyone.
that's wonderful.
Perfect. All right.
I
Well,
appreciate y'all.
let's wrap it up, Mo. It was great talking to you. And where you're in Virginia.
I am in Virginia,
All right. Well, you have
Virgin State.
Virginia
Virginia is for lovers.
Virginia is for lovers. There you go. Thank you very much, Mo. We appreciate you. You have a great night. And we look forward to seeing you on the next podcast. Okay.
Absolutely.
Hit the applause. Gotta hit the applause.
Hit the applause.
Let's go.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you.